Gow. Gow.
Myst glove.
Okay, bro, no offense to anyone liking this type of music, but this literally ruins a perfectly fine song. I'm just saying. Hey, oh, how's it going, dudes? Welcome back. It is Friday, and it's time for another tier list, right? Ooh, fun times ahead. So, how you guys doing? Yesterday, sadly, couldn't stream as long as I wanted to, but you know, we still managed to play the F2P boy, which turned out to be pretty fun. No surprises there, honestly.
Now Maria flushed.
I do like playing that account a lot, of course. There's even more highlights going up later. I even had to have one video ready to go, which I edited earlier today, because I knew I wasn't going to have time later after today's stream, because I'm just going to be busy like rendering the tier list, which is probably going to be like 4 to 5 hours long again. So it's going to take a long time. But there will be a highlight video again of the F2P kind. Maybe in like 5 hours from now or something like that. 5-6 hours from now. So that's cool. The reception is still pretty damn good. So I'm happy about that. Damn, all the resubs, huh? Okay.
Here I am, 34 months is big, but want to know what's bigger? My Gorgon Kek.
Wow, okay. Alright, we get some resubs first of all. Oscar actually subscribed, I think, before the stream, but it was like 20 minutes ago, so thanks for the 9. Welcome back to the Go Gang. Kopfer as well, like, I think maybe just before it started, maybe when it started, I went to grab some water, so maybe it was during that time, but thanks for the 23. Martin with the 13 months. Blue with the 27. Azab gifting Stiliano. And Jord with the 34. Welcome back, everyone. And thank you so much for the resubs. So yeah, the plan today... Okay, hold that thought for a second. Wow. Whoa. God damn. Cage with that 10 gifted as well. Wow, man. That's crazy. Thank you, thank you. That's another big 10 right there. So 10 new people, welcome back to the Go Gang. Much appreciated. Yeah, I don't even have a sub goal set yet for anything else. We're still trying to figure out what the previous one was too, because we kind of hit one last week as well. That was also a TBD. So yeah, it could be a quiz as well. That was one of the earlier goals we were trying to go for. So that could be that, I guess, and then we're gonna have to figure out something for this too. Yeah, there's been a bit more subs lately. I think it's mostly because of the free-to-play series being, you know, successful. But yeah, interesting. Hey, Pack Dragon, thanks for the 16 as well. Welcome back to the Go Gang. So yeah, the plan today is to do the caster tier list. The second of the cavalry classes. Well, I might as well mention that already, Hedgen. So sadly, Plushy can't join me today. He's busy with his school stuff. So I'm just gonna have to solo this list. Which means it's probably not gonna be as long. Don't worry, it's still gonna be long, but, you know, maybe a little bit less discussion time because I'm mostly gonna be talking to myself, if anything. But you know what? I'm the master of casters, so maybe it was always meant to be that I'm supposed to solo this. Yeah, I would have welcomed his takes as well, obviously, regarding some of the, you know, interesting servants. But so be it. Maybe he can leave a comment or something on the video. Could ask him to do that. How am I feeling today? Not too bad. Hopefully no migraines again. That's all I'm asking. And hopefully my voice lasts until the end of the stream. Because again, even in solo, it will be a long one. Okay, let's see here. What is this poll I'm looking at? What the F? Okay. Yeah, that's totally Daryl's poll, right? Yeah, that's not a poll you made, Jack. That's like so obvious, but okay. I like that even the people are just picking the reason that has nothing to do with Ilya, so you kind of fucked yourself there. So literally the best thing about Ilya is not the Ilya part. Way to fuck yourself, Jax, by giving there an option that doesn't even include herself. Wrecked son. Your stick talking is epic. Yeah, but that's not Ilya. So, you know, what does it say when you think the best reason about her is, you know, not even her? Like, ouch. Okay. I think this is the longest list so far as well in terms of entries. I think it's 46 if I did my math correct. One of the night classes had a similar number. Maybe it was Lancer or something. I think Lancer had the second most. 69% dice. There's been 2 new SSR guests after cast story that's wild. I mean, the past year alone, there has been like, what, I think it's only 3 new casters as a whole. So, yeah, there hasn't been too many releases on the caster side either. It is what it is. In fact, NA is getting both of the SSR casters after Castoria this year. You just finished the writer tier list, nice. Oh yeah, alerts will be off for now because we're on this screen, because when we get going, we're just gonna keep going and going until the end. But hey Scott, thank you for the big resub. Also, am I again going crazy, or did you resub like this week? I swear to God, some of these notifications happen like 2 to 3 times a month for some people. I don't know what's up with that, but you know what? Thanks, man. Like, I can swear, maybe it was yesterday even. It feels so fresh. I'm pretty sure it was like yesterday. Like, am I going crazy here? Please. Thanks, man. Shikibu has S tier, we accept nothing less. Well, good thing this tier list has no S tier, so get wrecked, son. Get him out of here. There is no S tier, bro. This is the Fate universe. We don't deal with S's. We go from A to EX, man. What are you doing? Come on, do you even know Suverse? I'm joking, obviously. But, you know, at the same time, elitism. Am I right? Where's the Anastasia's ranking? Yeah, sure. Not joking, of course. Okay, I finished sucking on that tablet that hopefully gives my throat a protective layer of sorts. Don't ask how it works, I don't know either. But that's more or less what it does. X is not equal to S, right? Well, honestly, the funny thing is, if we go by lore-wise, EX is not actually necessarily the best of the best when it comes to parameters and Fate stuff. EX stands for, like, it cannot be measured under normal parameters, which may not always be like, oh, it's just automatically better than A, right? So lore-wise, it might not be, like, the most black and white, oh, the best thing ever, right? So, yeah. That's funny. But we are going to consider it like that for the purposes of keeping things simple. Yeah, so Plushie won't be joining me. Alright, we're going to start in a second here, because it's a long list. I'm going to look at my notes, and then we're probably just going to get going. I guess you guys, since Plushie is not joining me during the placement process, you guys can maybe convince me as well, because I don't really have anyone to talk to. Otherwise, I'll just be talking to myself and just reading some of the chat comments. Okay, music is playing great. Okay, intro notes. Yeah. Okay, think we are good to go then. So again, I won't be pausing too much, you know, like, there's no alerts either, so I won't be pausing too much to, like, read chat and whatnot. Maybe during the placement process again, just because, you know, it's more nice to get more input as well since Plushie is not here, but besides that, I'm just going to be blabbering from start to finish, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully not too many hurt feelings. You're tempted to put my caster pick here, but yeah, fair. Yeah, it's easier for others to use it now, yeah. Okay. Okay, time to go epic YouTuber mode, at least for the duration of the intro. Okay. Hello everyone and welcome back to the 2023 class tier lists. We are still rocking these weekly after that one break. Great. Again, pray for my voice, because this will be a long one. And then we're now continuing on with the cavalry classes. Last week we had the riders. I thought that was a very successful one. And this week it's the fun class. A class I am certainly associated with, for better or worse. We got the nice little casters. In fact, there's 46 of them, which may or may not be the longest list in all of these tier lists this year. Not sure. There's a lot of casters though. And although only 3 of them are new compared to last year's tier list. So, you know, mostly the same faces, but some new faces. And maybe a little bit of changes here and there. Because again, I tried to be a bit more savage this year. So we'll see what happens. Now then, again, for all the disclaimers and placement criteria, if you're wondering how I kind of, you know, judge servants, at the top right of the video, somewhere around here if you're watching it, should be a thing you can click right now that takes you to a video that basically explains all of that. So there you go. Now I don't have to explain it on every single video, so refer to that if you wish. So, or at least watch that before leaving angry comments, just in case. Anyway, now that we've got that, you know, under control, if you are someone who is planning on watching this whole thing, be it on stream live right now, or later on YouTube, you're definitely an absolute bad lad. That's crazy. In a good way, though. But I would recommend grabbing a drink and maybe some snacks, because we're going to probably be here for another 4 or 5 hours once again. Now, if you're someone on YouTube who doesn't want to watch the full thing, which, again, completely understandable, I wouldn't want to listen to myself probably ramble for this many hours on end anyway. So feel free to open up the description of the video. There will be timestamps written by yours truly, okay? I took some more time because I really want these to be nice and clean, so, you know, use those to just listen to the servants you really want to hear about. Because let's be real, no one wants to hear about Geronimo, but you could be damn sure I'm going to talk about Geronimo today. So yeah, use those timestamps. Feel free to. Now on to the sad news. Much like the Archer tier list, Plushie sadly cannot join me today. Yeah, I know, it sucks. I would have absolutely welcomed his interesting takes on some of the meta stuff as well, and even some not so meta stuff. I always like having him around, so you're just gonna have to deal with me solo, or you don't have to. This is a free world. You could just, you know, turn off right now. That's fine. But just so you know, it's just gonna be me talking to myself and a little bit of chat maybe as well here and there. So it is what it is. Hopefully we could have him back for Assassins, or who knows. He's a busy guy. Now we get some shoutouts before we begin here. So shout out to Mr. Copy for making this awesome template. And again, I will be linking this template at the top of the video on YouTube as well. So if you guys want to make your own, we can later, on a later day in the future, do like a retrospective, because there's this fun little community rank thingy that I can click on. Also, can you see my mouse? I don't think you can. Okay, I need to fix that. I always forget. That same thing happened last week as well. There we go. So this button right here, we can see like an average of people's placements and whatnot. I think that's how it works. So we can, you know, do a little bit of comparison in the future. Cool stuff. Now also, shout out to Mr. Jadadiot in the chat right now as well. There he is for his looping sheet. Oh, there you go. Now you can see it better. So I will be referring to this when it comes to AoE looping MPs and whatnot. There's always rules and like explanations how this works. This will also be linked in the description, so feel free to take a closer look if you want. And we also are using the new version of the single target loop spreadsheet made by Trevor. There you go. Again, I'm just going to keep it short. I'm not going to do the explanation like last week. It's basically a more realistic case of like a single target looping sheet that assumes like phase cards and whatnot as well. So it's not like, you know, crazy weird scenarios. So I think this is fine for me to look at when it comes to damage numbers. I kind of like this list. So again, definitely check that out in the description. Read the explanations so you know exactly how it works. Don't worry about it. I think it's pretty good. So that's pretty much that for shoutouts. No, shout out to Plushie anyway. He's a nice guy, even if he can't be here for today. So yeah, 46 casters if my math is correct, and I think we are ready to go. As usual, we will be going from the lowest rarity all the way to the highest, so from 1 to 5 stars in this case. And within the rarities, we will go from oldest release to newest release. So should be pretty simple to understand, right? So again, pray for my voice, and we will be starting right now. Starting with the only 1-star caster we have in the entire game. Who happens to be Mozart. Pretty interesting servant, still to this day. So he's a support, basically. He's an art/star support, kinda. Who does a little bit more as well, but mostly for like that stuff. His stats don't really matter in my opinion, because you're really not gonna have him for that purpose. Usually you're just gonna pop his stuff and then you kind of almost hope he dies. So the 1-star stats, if anything, I feel like are good, because now he can be easily slotted into parties, having that ridiculously cheap 3 cost. So that's pretty cool. The deck is fine. I mean, most of these casters will be having the quote-unquote caster deck, which is triple arts, and in his case I think it works fine too. Not that his deck really matters all that much in my opinion, mind you. Now to the skills, this is where it's at. So the first skill is an AoE arts up, so it's basically an arts mana burst. Usually it's actually even better because 1, it's AoE, and 2, usually arts mana burst tends to be like 40%, so it's 44 on max rank. On a 5-turn cooldown, so again, maybe not the best servant to have keep around, because even though, yeah, it's not the longest cooldown ever, the downtime is still very significant, right? So, usually just used once, and in that case, it can be very nice, but it is still a 1-turn effect, so kind of leaves you wanting more sometimes. Second skill used to be absolute garbage, now not so garbage anymore. So it's a single target debuff city. So on a 5-turn cooldown, what do we get? Minus 18% MP damage for 1 turn. No one really cares too much about that, let's be real. It's really hard to make that work, because that's not a whole lot of minus MP damage. And yeah, you will need other stuff as well if you want to make use of that. But then the new stuff, here we go. Arts resistance down, 20% on max rank for 3 turns this time. Very good. And also a 20% crit chance down for 3 turns. I like that on bosses, you guys know. So now, hey, suddenly I think we're looking at a pretty good, you know, debuff skill. I like it. Plays to his, you know, kit as well. Now the third skill, maybe his most famous thing. He has a literal full 50 star bomb on max rank. So when you pop this on max rank, everyone crits that turn. No matter what. It's just everyone crits. It is a 6-turn cooldown again, so if you want him to stick around, you're most likely not going to see this again in the same fight, depending. But yeah, he's really all about that one massive turn with these 2 skills, and a little bit of a bonus help nowadays with the buffed second skill as well. So I actually still think his kit is fine, and for a 1-star, he's a great setup character. Now, Territory Creation B, you know, if you really want that MP, it helps. Avenger bonus, probably irrelevant because he really isn't a DPS. And then the MP. I do like, for one, that it's a supporting MP, that it's not the damage MP, but it's a kind of a lackluster one when you think about it. So an 80% chance to do AoE attack and defense down for 3 turns on base 20% OC. They're okay numbers, but not that good, honestly, because that's the only thing it really does. Because the curse, I don't really count for an effect. It's very negligible. Not good. Like, it's arguably the worst support MP in the entire game of all the non-damaging MPs. Maybe not the worst, but certainly down there. It can help you if you somehow get it, if you give him like a big battery CE, or just for some reason have him be alive long enough to get it. It can help, but really, he's all about the skills. I'm just being real with you. You hardly ever really use his MP too much. In some setups, maybe, if you want to go for big PP damage and you're going for that defense down cap, but yeah, I don't think it's all that great. So, overall, I still think Mozart is definitely relevant. So last year I placed him on A tier, and honestly, I don't hate the placement. That might be something I'm at least starting with, but we could think about all kinds of things here, honestly. No worries there. Very solid support this guy is. Yeah, if anything, I think I might just stick with A, honestly. Yeah. Kinda agree with my placement from a year ago. Put a Tansy on him, it's all good. Yeah, you could do that. I think that in most cases that is actually the best thing to do. Unless you're gonna win on the turn you use his stuff, then I guess you don't have to. Yeah, the 3 cost is really nice. Also, oh my god, I really hope this is just me imagining things, but I might have just triggered an aura, which means I might have a migraine coming. Are you kidding me, dude? After the first placement. I'm not sure, because I think I have a kind of a flash in my eye right now, so it's a bit harder to read things. Oh my god, I really wish it is actually just a false alarm, but shit, dude, that sucks if it's actually there. Dude, I had a migraine like 2 days ago. I woke up to it. Dude, the stress is real. Oh my god. It's only been 2 days, man. It might actually be a real one. But okay, here's the thing though. I might still be able to come back later to do this if I won't go for a rest for a while. Because, yeah, it's Friday and all. Yeah, I might actually have to take a break and maybe rest for an hour or something, hour or two, with some medicine. Just, you know, make my room fully dark and just rest a little bit. That usually helps a lot. Yeah, I think it's a migraine. Yeah, I don't think it's a false alarm. It's getting, I think the aura is expanding right now, so it's getting a bit harder to read. So yeah, sadly, this sucks. Obviously, I can't do it. They just happen when they happen. But we'll be back in an hour or two, maybe, or so. Again, really sucks because this is going to be a long one to begin with, but I do want to do this today if possible. So, it is what it is. What a poor timing. I wish it would have started before my stream at least, but... Oh well, we'll be back. So, I don't know exactly when I'll go live. I'll just go live when I do, so there's no, like, actual time for it. So, we'll be back at some point today. Sorry again, I'm just gonna rest now, and yeah, talk to you later.